Hi, Lanipator again, and it's about time I show you how to make an abridged series, since I know Moscow, Vegeta, HBI, and I get this question quite a bit, and I assume little Karibo does, but I've never spoken to him. But yeah, I'm gonna try and answer this question once and for all. First of all, I'd just like to stress that you should probably get into this for the right reasons. Like, mainly, if you want to do this, it should be for fun, not for some form of internet fame, because I do this for fun, and the fact that people like my work is honestly a huge plus, and I really love the fact that so many people like my work. But if you're just getting into it for that, you're probably going to get bored really quickly, and I'm not going to say it won't be good, but it probably wouldn't be as good if you're doing it just for pure joy, like not out of I need this, I need people to like me. That's probably not the right reason to do this. Anyway, in making an abridged series, there are three things that are basically key. First of all, there's the writing of the dialogue and the jokes and all the other stuff, and then there's the acting. Then there is the editing. Now, those are the three things you really need for a quality abridged series, like Naruto abridged. And yeah, really for writing and acting though, that's kind of a hard thing because you can't really learn. It's just something you kind of have. Like some people, they can write, they have a real knack for writing dialogue, and others not so much. Same with the acting. Some people have voices that are really flexible that can go anywhere, like Moscow women voices or my knack for doing Chris Sabat impressions, whatever. You know, some people have it, some don't. It's a hard thing to do. You just got to find people that can. But if you can't do that, that's not to say you can't still make an abridged series. It's just not going to be the same, is what I'm saying. And then, of course, there's the editing, which by far is the part that's probably easier to learn. But it requires a lot of trial and error. Hell, I'm still learning a lot. And I'm still nowhere near the level of Masako or Team Databayo. I live purely on basics of editing. But yeah. Anyway, your first step is to pick a show that you wish to parody. Now, you gotta pick the show for the right reasons, not just because it's popular, but a show that you really know, you really like, you know you can get a feel for the characters, and yeah, because a lot of people out there have attempted Bleach, and I think I've seen a number of Dragon Ball Z's and Death Notes, but yeah, I mean, I chose Yu Yu Hakusho for the reason that I really liked the series back when it was running on Toonami and Adult Swim, and I just thought I'd give that a go, and yeah, I mean, I really enjoy the show, and I felt like breathing some new life into the series, and yeah, that's why I chose Yu Yu Hakusho. So the next thing you're going to need is some good video editing software. Right here, I got running right now is Pinnacle Studio Plus, which I'm not gonna lie, it's really user friendly and all that, but it crashes a lot, which is often why some of my videos are delayed. Uh, anyway, yeah, like most hobbies, this is probably gonna take some money to kind of start up. So if you want a good video editor, you're gonna probably gonna spend a little bit. Anyway, as to how I get the video onto my computer, I personally dump it straight from a DVD. I run it through a converter box, which is right here. Just plug the DVD player in through there, plug it into the USB port in the back, and right now I'm actually capturing video for the World's Strongest, which will be coming out, I'd say, mid-February, maybe late, mid-February. Anyway, uh, yeah, I just run it through, in my case, my PS2, seeing as how I didn't want to buy an actual DVD player. And, yeah, I just run it into there, and then once it's all updated and captured, I can start editing, just clipping. It does take a lot of trial and error to learn. I mean, I'm still learning, like I said, and, yeah, that's pretty much that. But yeah, the video editor is really key to the process, because we've all seen the abridged series where it's just somebody holding a camera, a shaky cam up to a TV with the big red mute in the corner and the channel logo down the other corner. It just doesn't look good, you know? I mean, I'm not saying don't do that if you have to and you still want to make a series, but just don't expect it to be that great a quality. Now, as for how I record dialogue, I basically just use this. It's just a standard Logitech headset, and yeah, it's really good. I mean, obviously, it has a decent quality to it. It's what I've recorded all of my lines with. Sometimes you got to move it up and down depending on if you're yelling or not. But yeah, I mean, it works just fine. I mean, I'm not going to say it's cheap. It ran me about 30 to 40 bucks, but I use it for a lot of things other than just recording. I talk online with it and stuff. But yeah, we've all heard the mic quality where it sounds like it's really close to the mouth and you can't really understand it because it's all blurred and stuff. But yeah, you really want to try to avoid that if you want quality. And then there, of course, are the mics that'll make the noise every time you make a like a P or a T sound. And those also take away from the quality, though not as much as the blurring mic. You know. Then, of course, there's the sound effect editing, which my video editor came with a bunch of sound effects preloaded into it, just generic sounds, like the sensor tone that I use to bleep out words and stuff like that. But for the rest of the stuff, it's just a quick Google search, and you can find any site out there with like soundboards or tons of sounds that you can just download, you know. I guess now I'll give a few tips on the actual production of said shows, like the writing and acting, which I guess I can't really give actual tips on because everybody has their own style, you know, but I can definitely give you a list of some do's or don'ts, you know. First of all, here's a couple of things that you should do. First of all, while you're recording, and especially if you're doing some like deep grunt voices like Kooabara, you need to keep yourself hydrated. I keep around like a little bottle of chloroseptic for if I have to record a lot, and drink a lot of water, sometimes tea, because it keeps me hydrated. You got to keep your voice healthy if you want to keep going and actually talk and record. But yeah, that's one major thing you got to do while you're recording. One thing you should do while writing is you definitely want to keep it original. And while you want it to be funny, you don't want to be just the guy that throws pop culture references in from everywhere. Because I'll throw in quite a few here and there, but overall, you need to keep it original and keep your own little structure going. And another thing you need to do is keep in mind what the word abridged means, because I've seen a couple of series out there where the person obviously doesn't know what the word means, and it means to shorten but to maintain the overall theme or plot, not to just make funny, which some people seem to think, because there are some things out there that don't even have plots that have abridged series somehow. So, yeah, if you're going to do that, just call it a parody series or a parody or whatever the hell else you want to call it. And then there are things that you should not do, like you definitely don't want to steal jokes from other abridged series, like you don't want to steal jokes from Little Karibo or Vegeta 3986, because you'll get called on it. You definitely will get called on it. Um, yeah, and sometimes it will get annoying, especially if you make a joke that isn't even remotely connected, but somebody finds some way to connect it and they'll still call you on copying them. That gets annoying fast. But you just got to kind of ignore those as long as you know you're not copying from them. And while you're on that, don't voice steal, because some people seem to think that my Chin-Po sounds a lot like Little Karibo's Tristan. But if I wanted to do Tristan, I would have, you know? So voice stealing is another no, especially character stealing if you're going to give somebody the same voice and same character. But yeah, that's another definite don't. A couple last minute things. Anything I didn't answer, just Google it, because you got the internet right at your hands. But definitely take some time away from this. You know, it's a hobby, so have fun with it, but make sure you take time for school and your friends and all that. And make sure you absorb what you can, read what you can, watch what you can, all that kind of crap. And just have fun, you know? Anyway, this is Lanipator, and good luck.